Hey, cinema aficionados, Dan Patton Screen Magazine. Today we're going to talk about how excellent it is to film in Northwest Illinois, and we've got perfect guests to get it done. Gary Camarano is a man with a really long title that basically means he heads up the Northwest Illinois Film Office. Kelly Rundle is one part of an Illinois-based husband and wife filmmaking team currently sweeping the festival circuit with a docuseries called Hero Street. They also did a thing a few years ago called Sons and Daughters of Thunder about events preceding the Civil War and emancipation that continues to win awards. And Dan Patton, executive producer of the Blacklight, which looks like a really, really scary mystery, supernatural thriller kind of thing. Don is also an uncredited performer on the soundtrack of the Ashton Kutcher, Jennifer Garner vehicle, Dude, Where's My Car? Not necessarily a whole lot to do with Illinois, but totally worth mentioning. And Gary, if we could begin with you, that would be great. Your mission is to make it illegal to film anywhere outside of Northwest Illinois. Is that correct?
Close, but not quite. Basically, what we're doing here is we're trying to take advantage of the state of Illinois' incredible film incentives and get people to look outside of the Chicago area for film locations. We've got a 5,000 square mile territory with just some unique potential locations for film, from metropolitan areas like Rockford and the Quad Cities to more rural environments, farmsteads, forests, two rivers, the Rock River and the Mississippi, a lot of quaint downtown, small town environment. So there's a lot of different things, and we also have 4 seasons. So it's not just always bright and sunny here. If you needed a winter backdrop or a fall foliage backdrop or a spring and bloom backdrop, you could have that. So combined with the film incentives offered by the state, the unique territory and vistas here, and again, the growing workforce and talented people that work here, I think the Northwest Illinois region is certainly a place to consider.
Yeah, and the tax credit has remained in place through various administrations, Democratic and Republican, which I think is something to mention. It's here for good. In terms of location, Kelly, let's go to you real quick. Can you tell me what is Hero Street, USA, and how did you come to make a film about it?
It's a block-and-a-half long street in Silvis that was settled by Mexican immigrants around the time of World War I, when there was a manpower shortage. And those folks worked at the railroad. The citizens of Silvis didn't want folks living in town, so they were actually provided housing in a railroad yard, a boxcar village, if you will. Well, around the time of the Great Depression, the families moved out of the rail yard and onto what was a former dump site, that's 2nd Street in Silvis, and made homes there on that street. 2nd Street was renamed Hero Street around 1969 to honor the 6 young men who died during World War II and the 2 who died during the Korean War. That's more lost from any street of any size in America.
They were fleeing because they couldn't find work. They were fleeing because they were hungry.
They were eating sawdust if they had sawdust.
Lady Liberty has held out the torch. There's promise up there. We can make it. I don't see it as all that different from really the story of America.
And it became a series of docs.
Yeah, we started off with an idea to create a feature-length film that would tell the stories of all 8 of the heroes. And then an opportunity came along to partner with WQPT to tell a shorter story. And we did that by through the letters of one of the heroes. So we had letters that he'd written just after he was inducted, all the way until about a month before he was killed.
October 4th, 1942. Just a few lines to say hello, and to hope that every one of you are all well, as I am at the present time. Sis, from now on, just write on one side of the paper, and watch what you write, because all mail will be censored. Is Mother still crying? I hope not. Tell Mom not to worry, because it makes it harder for me. Christmas was just a memory in our minds of what you have in the States. Sometimes we don't even know what day of the week it is. The Army don't stop for jungles, rain, mud, or otherwise. So you see, sis, they have no mercy for us. We have an idea where we're going, but I can't say because it's military secret. So far, we don't know when the 0 hour will come for us to move to the port of embarkation. Just pray God that we may come home and that this war will be over soon.
Do you remember the moment when you were able to obtain these letters? Let's talk about the research that a documentarian has to do.
It's a privilege to be able to see someone's personal correspondence, and that's something we don't take lightly. And it's a big responsibility to try to tell a story of world events in a way through the personal notion through someone's life. In this case, we do that 8 different times.
How exhilarating was it to get out of LA and get back to the good old Midwest to do your filming there?
Making films there was very difficult. So because we wanted to pursue the telling of Midwestern stories, which we think are kind of overlooked in many cases, this is the place to be. And it's made it so much easier to do the work and to be closer to the stories we want to tell.
What would you search on Vimeo to find all of Fourth Wall Films, right? Is the name of the company?
Yeah, so Hero Street would get you there, or my name, Kelly Rundle, would get you there.
Okay.
Fourth Wall Films would get you there.
Excellent. And that's Hero Street, a docu-series started 7 years ago and filmed near the Quad Cities in Illinois, which is right along the Mississippi River. There is, from what I understand, a castle somewhere in Northwest Illinois. And Don, I believe it served as some of the location for the Blacklight. Can you explain to us the castle and tell us how it lent itself to the film?
Yeah, when I came back to Illinois, after looking at locations out in New York while shooting the Blacklight, I had been able to get a personal tour by Dr. Pierce, who is the executive director at Stronghold Castle, and really it fit exactly what we needed for the location that we'd been looking for about a year out on the East Coast. So that castle is actually built by the Strong family. So Walter Strong had started the Chicago Tribune back in the 1920s and wanted a home outside of the city of Chicago to get away to and have the kids kind of have some acreage to play around on. So it's a castle on 400 acres of woods out there that worked out perfectly for the film.
We just sneak right in there and take whatever we want. I'm telling you, man, this guy is as boring as cardboard, okay? He's an archaeologist or something.
Inside every living thing in this world, there exists the deep glow.
We'll need another guy.
Danny, meet Kid Viper.
What are you, a cartoon character?
He's just teasing.
Oh, no, he's funny. I kind of want to tease his face.
Okay, whoa. That's not going to be necessary, all right? Because we're all friends here, right, guys? And we're going to be making each other a lot of money.
Some wish to feed it, but it can never be filled. It only grows brighter and brighter, seeping through every pore, burning all that it touches. Our family has always, and will always, fight to starve it. And that is why that box must never, ever be opened.
Can you explain to us what is that backstory that makes it scary, and how does that fit in?
So the Blacklight is an ancient stole that is being maintained. It's being maintained in the castle and being kind of guarded, if you will, by this cult-like group that kind of keeps it secret and keeps it hidden because, if it gets into the wrong hands, you can do some bad things with it. So we needed a place to keep the Blacklight, and it worked out perfectly because the castle itself has secret passageways that were built into the home. Back then they were reporting on a lot of the, kind of mafia activity in Chicago. And while they would stay at the castle, they wanted places that they could hide throughout the home.
Just close your eyes.
Why? Are you scared, Danny? No. Seem scared. I'm not.
Then close those little peepers.
How did you develop the concept, the sketch, so to speak, of what you wanted the music to sound like, and where did you find the people who do it? And people watch it. It's a screechy violin, and it does the trick, man. It's scary.
We really wanted kind of a contrast between the music and what the visual aspect of the film. And we wanted to go with a kind of a Baroque style classical sound. And Ryan was introduced to us through friends of ours. He wrote the entire soundtrack, composed it. And for a few of the pieces, we ended up using the Budapest Symphony Orchestra. We had most of the core soundtrack dialed in pre-pandemic, but we had to do some tweaks to it. And basically throughout the pandemic, we kind of built a mini documentary about the creation of the soundtrack.
When and where are we going to be able to view this release? Where's the Blacklight playing these days, or is it coming out soon?
We ended up signing a distribution deal with AMC Theaters. So it premiered in Rockford, Illinois. It played for 2 weeks, and now it's doing a staggered release throughout the West Coast. I think as of right this moment, it's playing in Oregon and Washington. And it's, I think they targeted cities that have more of an art scene. And I think it's something that AMC just kind of wanted to kind of test the waters with. So we're waiting for the numbers to come in and really just prepping for the video on demand release of the film, which will probably be about, if I had to guess, late May, early June. And we want that to coincide. We've been nominated actually for Best American Film at the Septimius Awards in Amsterdam. So I'll be attending those in early June.
Excellent. And I know you won a handful from Indie Fest for the Blacklight. And for our audiences out there, that's the Blacklight, and it's from Dashford Media Films, right? And it's crime-based supernatural mystery thriller with a killer soundtrack. So we'll be looking out for that, and congratulations. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Dan Patton with Screen Magazine. Take care.
Thanks, Dan.